All right. So, funny story. So, I did this very nice, lovely video walking you through all my steps, only to realize that it was blurry. So, I'm just going to have to give you the recap and the highlights and sort of point out what I did to this read. So, here's where we are now. Yay! I've got both crows. It's up in pitch, and you're kind of going, well, how in the heck did I get there? Because, um, what did she do? So when I'm problem solving, I think I said this earlier. If I didn't, that's okay. If I did, it's okay. Um, I like to think about how the reed vibrates from the tip back, right? So the first thing I did was I cleaned up the tip, and the tip kind of guides all those vibrations down the reed. So if that's not set up correctly, then you're kind of screwed, in my opinion. And that sort of worked, but it didn't do enough. So then I was trying to get low crow and trying to release that. So I went in, I changed my V, I corrected it so it was more even on both sides. I made the slope a little bit longer between the tip and the heart. And then I also lowered the sides of my heart on especially on this blade because I had somehow left them a little bit higher than on this blade. When I did that, that low crow was like, hey, I kind of want to be here. So that was a good sign. And then I played on it, crowed it, and the low crow had disappeared again. So I was like, okay, let's figure that out. So when that happens, that tells me I probably need to, believe it or not, hold your breath, wait for it. Y'all are going to be like, no, oh no, she didn't. Yeah, I did a little bit more in my heart. I did. I took a little more out, and then it kind of dropped in. Not as not as strongly and not with as much depth as I wanted, but enough for me to know, okay, don't go any further or you're going to destabilize the reed. Okay? So that was good. Then I played on it and I crowed it. And it was better the low crow stayed, but it still felt like it wasn't vibrating enough. There wasn't enough resonance in that low crow. So the only other place I haven't touched or hadn't touched was the back. And I noticed that I had sort of a two different ending points of my back. And so I went in first and I took cane out of the bottom of my back on both blades. And all of a sudden, everything just kind of went whoa, and dropped right in like it was supposed to. So that's what I did to this reed. And the cool thing is that when I did go back here and take this cane out, it helped tighten up the front of my tip, because I was saying it felt a little loose to me, a little bit false, even though I couldn't see it. Now it feels nice and tight. So here's what it sounds like. Of course, now I've been talking so long it's all dry, but you'll get a good idea. So the notes are sitting up there fairly well. So, I mean, it sounds cloudy. I don't know if that's the right word, but it sounds cloudy to my ears. It's a little bit like fuzzy, which you would never hear in a hall. And I don't even know if I'll listen and see if it comes through on the mic. It probably does because the mic's rather close, but it's good enough to practice on. The moral of the story is I like balanced this really fast because I was thinking about all the papers I had to grade, and didn't take my usual time with making sure things were even. And so everything I kind of had to do tonight was to compensate for the fact I didn't take care when I was balancing the reed yesterday. So I hope that was informative. Have a good night, everybody.